2 minutes?
You actually are fucking streaming.
Yes!
See, this is why I'm the one who edits it, because I can be the one who removes all of that.
No, you don't remove all of that. That shit's funny as hell.
Anyway, like I was saying, I like to think you're smarter than the average bear, but like sometimes you just be doing some stuff that just questions. I just question, and don't make me question your mama's home training, because I respect your mama. And
My
I feel
mama
like your
didn't
mama
teach
does
me
a
how
good
to
job.
bake.
Well, I didn't.
Or cook.
She teach you how to bake or cook, which is why I'm teaching Dr. to bake and cook.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
as much as I care for you, it pains me when the first time you tried to make macaroni and cheese, we had to walk you through
I forgot how to make macaroni and cheese.
Boil.
Leave me alone.
how to boil water. To boil water.
I forgot.
I'm going to say that again. To boil water.
Oh, so good. Such a good time. Oh, that's a great place to start. How to boil water. Well, guys, if you're new here, welcome to the Undead Family Podcast. We do record this live on Twitch, so if you guys want to catch the live show, we have now moved. It was every Saturday. We have now moved to Friday night. Generally, sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. Central Time. If you want to catch it on any other times, we will also remind you at the end. But it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. It's everywhere. As well as on our website, which is buzzsprout.com.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Nope.
what's the podcast website?
The podcast website is undeadfamilypodcast.buzzsprout.com.
There it is. See, I knew it had buzzsprout.com. I just thought it was a /
I was really about to get behind you and be like, yeah, that's what it is. And then you were like, you started going, I'm like, that's not what it is. The / is Patreon, which is patreon.com / Undead Family Podcast.
Yes. Also, for anybody because I have chat open in Discord, yes, we do record this in a Discord channel that's called Ducky's No Square. And it was Ducky's office, and we changed it to be funny, and it just never got changed back. So
yes, which funny enough, so we had started going over, going back to last podcast. Not that we try to backtrack previous podcasts, but two things happened in that podcast. We were talking about bus stories, which I said I had a really funny one that I never told because we got sucked off into a tangent.
Yep.
And then the second thing was the story about Boots eating watermelon.
Oh yeah, we did not finish the Boots eating watermelon story.
Yes, we got stuck into a cackling moment because Blitz's dad decided he wanted to be a troll and troll his child, which was amazing.
Oh, it was great.
But
if you guys haven't listened to the last podcast, it's called Trolling is Fun. That is the episode title of that one. It is amazing.
Hilarious.
So funny.
It is so funny because legitimately, and when I tell you I had to boost the audio, I'm so glad Goblin and I were quiet, trying to listen to the conversation that was happening in Blitz's room, because otherwise it would have just blown your eardrums. But you can sort of hear his dad and sort of hear Blitz. I also found an off-brand cricket noise. It's pretty crappy. I didn't feel like looking any harder for it. But those are supposed to be crickets while Blitz's mind is working, trying to figure out the joke. To which we still had to explain it to him and use Hooked on Phonics. So
doing it through Discord is new, but it works a lot better audio for you guys as well. Well, once Ducky gets a mic situation handled, it will be better. But
I was gonna say, I'm the one that, Goblin Goblin has a good mic. I think Blitz has a good mic too. I just used my Xbox headset, which was pretty decent, but now I'm using AirPods, so I apologize if I sound like I'm in a cup. I noticed that when I was editing the last one.
He's a cup.
It is what it is.
Did you share it to fucking the other two? Oh,
What?
I'm sorry.
oh no, you didn't. Oh yeah, you did. Never mind. Don't mind
Anyway. So I feel like we definitely need to tell the boot story. Is it the boot story where he blew the kiss?
Yes. So basically, like we were talking about before, when we got sucked off of that is a terrible phrase. Why did you get me? Why did you get me saying that?
Twice. Perfect that you used it again.
Oh my god! We're so leaving that in. That's horrible because you said it twice and I didn't catch it,
Said what?
and Blitz still hasn't caught it.
I okay. If you said it, I was either cleaning up the smoke in the house because
The smoke in the house. For anybody listening, Blitz is attempting to bake a cake and
Yes, and it's
did not follow
I got
any
4 minutes
instructions.
and 40 seconds left
whatsoever.
on it, and this bitch is about to be bomb.
Wait,
to be
wait,
fair.
hold
this
on,
kid-
wait, hold
to
on.
be fair, this human had to have me and Goblin explain how
Okay.
to make mac and cheese.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
he didn't know how to do.
Ducky. Okay.
Just shots fired already. But
Don't okay me
but
because you know
my
it's-
question
it's
is,
true.
so you haven't even opened the oven and you're clearing out smoke?
No, I have opened the oven
Why did you open the oven before it was done?
because I want to see what it looked like.
Turn the
You
oven
know,
light
there's
on.
there's a
okay.
light
Honestly, there's a what?
There's a
a
light.
I couldn't find the light on the oven. I
It
was
says
looking for it.
it says oven light.
No, it does not.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does. Or it's a little light bulb.
Or it looks like a light bulb.
Again,
The sound
This
of
is-
him
this is what
looking
we
at
do.
his oven right now is there it is. Bruh.
oh my god, I
It's
can't
great.
with him sometimes.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
so back to the boot story. For anybody that doesn't follow the Twitch, doesn't follow the 5PD episodes, Boots is somebody that we RP with in GTA, Grand Theft Auto, for anybody that is not in the gaming world. But if you're on Twitch, you're probably in the gaming world, so you know what the hell GTA is.
anyway,
But anyways,
he's somebody
we game with. He's somebody we hang out with for a long time, and I mean a long time. He had
Open the
this.
chat.
He had this secret.
but not so secret.
But not
it
so
was secret to
secret
me initially
crush.
because I didn't realize it because I was too stuck on somebody else.
And also because it wasn't an option for you, so you didn't care. But the
Goblin.
what?
Open the chat with Ducky's no square. There ain't no mother light. No light.
Fuck, where the fuck do I?
Oh my god, we're getting off into tangents again.
Nah, yeah, people want to tell me the light button. There ain't no light button. Ain't no light button.
You got a fuck
About
weird
what I
ass
said.
stove.
That was hungry. What's with the squirrel?
Right?
Oh, I don't know. That's my dad.
I'm just like over here and looking. I'm just like, hold on, what's this man got in his kitchen?
That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen something with. Is there not like a switch on the front?
No.
No,
That's
like
why
a
I was confused.
like a flippy flip switch on like the oven itself.
No, I don't see anything like that. Like I've looked on the sides, I've looked up top.
It might not
can't
have
find
an oven light.
That's
Just
so
just looking
weird.
at how old this stove is, it might not have
That's
a
also
light.
true. Yeah,
That's a brand new fucking stove to this
The
house.
fuck it is, bro.
that is an old stove.
That stove's at least 20 years old. But anyways, now that we've looked at an old stove, back to the boot story. And for anybody from High Rollers, hello, how are you guys? But
What was that voice crack?
that was Hamburger Man saying what's up to High Rollers. I'm just saying.
Fucking found it. It was a flippy flip switch under the pink salt shaker. Who the fuck hides the fucking light switch?
It's under the pink. That's probably why it's sitting forward. Because
Yeah. I got 30 seconds of my cake.
this man,
Oh my God.
I
He's
can't with
too
him, bro.
excited.
He is.
He's too excited for this cake.
I hope it falls.
It's a cake, not a souffle.
Which was why it would be
Goblin.
funnier.
Goblin.
Look, I was
Anyways,
concerned when he told me that his recipe didn't have any instructions of how much of this and how much of that, I started thinking, oh my lord. And then for whatever reason, I thought he just put like a bunch of dry ingredients into a pan and then stuck it in the oven. And I was like, he's like, it's burnt, it's smoking. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the flour. The flour is going to be black. Oh my God, what is happening?
that's amazing. Okay, so back to Creepy Boots story. That's what we're going to name this. It's going to be the title of this podcast, Creepy Boots Story.
That'll
but
be how we know if he actually listens to our podcast.
he definitely doesn't. 100% does not listen to this podcast.
More.
But anyways, so Boots, like I said, for a long time, he does not anymore because I have since shut that shit down. But for a long time, he had a creepy crush on Ducky. And when I say creepy, I mean creepy. I mean, there's no question, nobody had any thought other than this is weird. And it's fine. But so he was in a channel. We had about 10 people in a Discord call. And this dude was eating watermelon. Like with his mic down his throat.
Like eating watermelon, y'all.
Like,
Moaning. While
yes.
eating.
But so this dude's eating watermelon. It's making everybody in the channel uncomfortable. And this is on a day where Ducky had a really bad day with her dad or with, Dominic or whatever was going on. She was having a rough day. And we're all trying to make her feel better. She's explained to us what's going on. And I don't know what came over him to do this, but he in a chat that I'm in, that Blitz is in, that a bunch of our other friends who all know mine and Ducky's situation, and at the time we were together,
Oh yeah, we were.
which is even weirder that he did this, considering that me and him are friends. But he literally, no joke, blew Ducky a kiss. And you could have heard a pin drop. And he just goes,
getting off.
yeah, because he was going to leave the channel. And he just goes, man, it got really quiet. We're like, we can't believe you just did what you did. And he's like, what? What did I do? We're like, did you not just blow Ducky a kiss? He's like, well, I was trying to make her feel better. And I think it might have been Blitz that was like, she don't need you to make her feel better. She got Goblin for that shit.
I think it was actually Bush.
It might have been.
That sounds like one of us two things.
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
one.
you
It
were
might have been
AFK,
both.
Goblin, that's why he did it.
I think. Well, the funniest thing that I remember about that whole thing was I sat there and I was just flabbergasted, like jaw on floor, going like, like what just happened? And like, as soon as he did it, Bush was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I know you didn't just do what I think you just did.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, which is really funny because and if I remember correctly, it was the one thing that kept me from ripping his head off when he did it. Which it wasn't like oh, a jealous moment. No, it was this is This is a mutual respect kind of thing. Like, you don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that you do. Like, if she's upset, you know, crack a joke, do whatever. You know, if everybody in the conversation is trying to make, like, I don't care if somebody's trying to make her feel better, but blowing a kiss,
Yeah.
like what?
It was so weird.
What's your goal? Do you want one back? And I think that was what I said. Was like, what did you think was gonna happen? Did you think she'd be like, oh, thank you so much. I feel so much better now. Like, if anything, you just made her feel worse.
Yeah. It was definitely a weird sort of situation. And from like what I remember, because like even when we were all hanging out, because we've all been friends for years at this point, I think we've all lost track of how many years it's actually been.
It feels like a decade. Like, I'm not joking.
It does. And that's just because of the amount of time that we spend together. Like, for a very long time, spent almost every single day with each other on one way or the other. But like, so I'm not gonna bring it up. But I was the one initially who found all of them and then brought them back in a half-ass way to our group, and things got weird. But when everything first started, like when Goblin and I weren't dating, and there was just a lot of tension. We'll go with tension. There was a lot of electricity happening.
So hold on, because we're gonna go all the way back. We're gonna go to the beginning on this one.
Okay.
So for anybody that doesn't know, me and Ducky have known each other going on 7 years.
Yeah.
At least, maybe 8. It's been a long time. And it all started from who y'all know as Odin, but you will hear him referred to as Panda because his gamer tag used to be Panda Drifting or something like that. It was something Panda. And so for years we called him Panda. We called him that so long that we just never stopped. Even now it's weird calling him Odin, but I have to because that's his stream name. That's his streaming name. But so Panda told me at the time, and what is with the voice cracks? But Panda told me at the time, he's like, "Hey, I found these group of people. They're doing like a GTA RP." And at the time, I hadn't been on GTA Online since like Xbox 360. And so I was like,
huh?
What?
Can I interrupt your guys' story with my cake review?
Sure. Real quick.
Are you sending pic of cake reveal?
Oh.
I heard cake review, not cake reveal.
We would like to see said cake, sir.
Oh my god, I already took my slice out, but okay, 1 second.
I don't care.
Okay. I think I added too much vanilla and too much olive oil.
You probably should have only put a couple drops of vanilla.
Yeah, I think I put way too much vanilla in. I put too much of the oil things or stuff in.
That's funny.
Yeah, that really fucks it up. But other than that, it's good.
Well, we would like to see a picture of said cake,
Oh
sir.
my god, Goblin. Okay.
I know. I'm very demanding.
Say that you're gonna make a cake and then sit there and talk about the cake and not show us the
Right.
cake.
Like, we're waiting on the
Yeah,
picture, bro. You showed us a picture of your
ice cream
15-year-old stove, but
and the squirrel, which I really need the backstory on that squirrel, like big time.
I don't have the backstory, so next week I'll give you the backstory.
Next week. That doesn't look bad.
that's not terrible.
It could have been worse.
Looks so good. I'm just no.
It's
Nope.
a backwards Pac-Man. Stop it.
Nope.
Stop it. Go back to the story.
No.
What?
Nope.
What?
You're not. No.
Chat,
No.
chat. Make your own jokes. Make your own jokes about that one.
About my icing?
Leave a comment in the YouTube video if you want on the icing
Oi, what about my icing?
facial that it had.
Whoa! You just ruined my fucking cake for me, asshole.
You're gonna eat it anyway. Don't lie to
You're
yourself.
100% gonna eat it anyways.
Yeah,
And guess what? And guess what? When your dad gets home, he's gonna eat it too. But anyways, back to the story. But yeah, basically, you know, Boots blew a creepy kiss, and
You were going back. You were taking it back.
oh, that taken, yes. So back to that. So, anyways, so
Storyteller.
well, I got distracted by the
You
cake.
hadn't played. You hadn't played
So-
GTA in years.
I hadn't been on GTA Online in years, not since the 360, because when it was launched on Xbox One, it had bugs. And most people will remember that. But, so Panda tells me, he's like, hey, I got this group of people. He's like, we're going to RP as like doing like a bike cruise or something. This is the first one I remember.
Yeah.
And it
Sounds
was
about right.
it was like, I don't know, I think like 8 to 10 people or something, which to me was cool. I was like, all right, you know. And I was a relatively low level, but you know, high enough to have a decent bike. And so we went on a bike cruise. It was a lot of trash talking, a lot of just like cracking jokes and stuff, which is fun. That's what I like to do. And at some point, as some of you probably know, I made a joke that Ducky did not like.
Look, you made a joke about somebody who had diabetes, and you thought you were being funny, and I didn't like because I didn't think it was very funny. And then you continued to hound the jokes because said individual was a little sensitive and
So-
very toxic.
So, in my defense, the person at whom, the person of which I made the joke to and about deserved it. Looking back, and I'm going to say this for you, Elmo, because you a sensitive ass little boy. Very sensitive. And also, part of the problem was that because I knew that you were defending Elmo, and keep in mind, a lot of other people were laughing at the joke.
I'm aware.
I don't remember what the joke was, but a lot of people
I
were
don't
laughing
either.
at it. And
I don't either.
and then and as anybody knows, as somebody that likes to crack jokes, if you find a button that you can just push, you just you keep pushing the button. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to push the big red button. Everybody knows it. Everybody wants a big red button on their desk to just slap every now and then. But I remember a lot to the point that I actually stopped coming around for a while, because I remember like joining a party that Panda was in with some of y'all, and having like, I think Bush was like, oh, Goblin's here, and then hearing like Ducky and a few other people be like, fuck,
Yeah.
which is
To be
ironic.
fair, I
Didn't like me.
no, not at all. I fucking couldn't stand you. A goblin is you have to get him at the right point in time to get the actual him.
So
Like
chat
had-
for backstory on putting this in a time and place. This took place at a time where I was not in a good place. I was not happy, to say the least. I didn't care. It was a dark time in my life where I had maybe two people that I could really consider friends, one of which is Panda, which is why, despite what he's going through right now, I still, without pushing too much, I try to be there for him. But also, I'm not gonna hold your hand if you don't want me there. You know what I mean? Like, I know enough from being in certain situations where I can, if you can't handle the person that's trying to be there to help you, if you push them away, eventually they're gonna step back. But it doesn't mean that they don't care. It just means they don't want to put more pressure on you than you can handle, if that makes sense. Which is, what I've told him. And I don't know if he's continued to listen to podcasts and anything. And I understand that I've not been the easiest on him lately. But also at the same time, like, we agreed to do the podcast, and then you ghost for weeks at a time. And when I mean ghost, I mean nothing. No calls, no texts, not responding to texts, not reading texts. From my point of view, it's kind of fucked up. But also, I know what you're going through without you telling me, because, like, I've fucking
been there, done that.
Yeah, like, I've been there, I've done that, and I also know your situation somewhat. So if you do listen to this, if you are tuning in right now, bro, like, fucking, I still got your back, man. It's not, you're still my boy. Just because we don't jump on fours all the time, just because we don't talk on the phone all the time. Like, shit, it happens. We grow apart. People change. But also, shit happens in our life. Like, IRL shit is first and foremost number one. Like, gaming's not everything, But, and he knows this, whether he realizes he knows it, it takes one phone call. One phone call, and he knows I will be in my car so fast driving over there because I've done it. I've been there. So that is, and he's done it for me. So it's not one of those things where, you just drop off on somebody. Like, I get it. I know when it's time for me to step back and not push you. But then every now and then shoot you a text. Hey, man, checking on you, making sure you're good. Like, I do that to people that I haven't talked to in years because, we changed. People I know from the car scene. I haven't been in the car scene in 2 years. But there are people in the car scene that I still reach out to every couple months and be like, hey, man, how you doing? How's business going? How like, my boy Joe. I reach out to Joe every couple weeks at least to make sure everything's good with the wrap shop. We promote him here on the podcast. We show you guys stuff, which, by the way, I do have the new truck design. It has been revealed. It was revealed last week at Comic Palooza. I think that was the name of it here in Houston. The new Joker truck. And oh my God, it looks good.
That shit is crazy. Like,
and I will pull that up for you guys so you guys can see it later on in the podcast. And we will leave a link to Wrap It Up HTX, I believe, .com. But it is Image Graphics on Instagram, Facebook, all over. But we will leave a link to his stuff in the description of the podcast as well, because trust me, just for my car, from the Genesis, it's now going to SEMA this year. I believe this year, if not next year. That's my boy Isaac, his Genesis, the American Gen. It's crazy cars. When I tell you guys the sickest wraps I've ever seen on vehicles, the craziest shit.
Definitely.
He is the best that I know. And I will promote him to the end of the day.
Definitely, and if you're in the Houston area and looking for a wrap, that's where you gotta go, because I'm not kidding. Like, the last time we talked about the German podcast was a couple weeks ago, and I'm not kidding you. When we walked out of Target, I knew instantly who it was, right on. And then the amount of people who were just sitting there staring, because it's not something you see every day. Not even close. But anyway, going back to the story before we get off on another tangent. Did you forget where you were in the story? He was in a dark place.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, you know, at dark times in your life, you have one or two options, right? You know, you either huddle down, you hide, you cut yourself off from the world, which is what I did for a long time, and Panda pulled me out of that, and got me back into gaming, got me back into hanging out in parties, and ironically, and to this day, Bush gets credit for me and Ducky getting together, because Bush stole Panda, who then brought me into the group. And Bush is one of the ones that to this day, he's watched every one of my YouTube videos. He's one of the first people to comment, one of the first people to like. And he shows support more than any. I want him on the podcast, but he's a busy guy. And he's kind of a little bit of a pothead now. But, you know, hey, it's legal where he is. Who gives a shit?
I have to say he definitely gets props for it. Like Panda, yeah, because Panda brought you around. But I feel like when you and Bush started really hanging out, you kind of got pulled out of that funk that you were in. And then when Elmo kind of just disappeared, I was less sensitive. I don't know. Ever since he left, it hasn't been so bad. But like when you started hanging out with Bush and all of them.
Well, so here's the thing: when you put an easy target in front of a sniper,
yeah,
it's better. But also put an easy target that's holding a flare, and then when that flare goes off, he lights off another flare, and he's waving it around, saying, "Hey, sniper, here I am. You can't hit me."
In the middle of the dark.
In the middle, in the middle of a tunnel with no lights. So he's the only light. I mean, I'm talking about, guys, it sounds like it's coming off like, oh, I bullied this guy. No. What I'm saying is, if you can't handle the heat, don't throw gasoline at the fire.
Yeah.
What I mean is that Elmo I would be fine. I would not say anything to Elmo, and I would wait. And anybody knows that you wait for that door to open. And what I mean by that door is if they throw a shot at you, hey, it's fair game. Mm-hmm. And eventually Ducky understood that. Ducky would sit back and realize, oh wait, Goblin's not just coming into the party and instantly just shitting on Elmo. No. Goblin's coming to the party, hanging out, cracking like innocent jokes back and forth with Bush, with Panda, with Drew, with Becca, with anybody that's hanging out. And
Drew's still alive.
Drew?
Yeah, he's just a bitch.
Oh, yeah. So he hasn't changed.
Okay, hold on. Chat, for you guys to understand who we're talking about. Drew is a guy that we played Xbox with for a long time, and still every now and then do. And he would talk shit to me, and I would just, and my response would just be, you're a bitch. And I did it so much and so well that everybody else in the group started calling Drew a bitch. Because it was funny. Because no matter what would happen,
it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Right. It was just like, well, I mean, you said that, but you're a bitch, so whatever. But it's also,
he would come on. He would pop online, and it was like a race on who could say it first. We were all in a party. Yes. It would be like, who's gonna say it first? And at one point, all of us said it at the exact same time. Oh, look, it's that bitch.
Yes. Yes, but the best though is, I want to say we were in an Xbox RP. And I got Drew to say he was a bitch. himself. And once that happened, it was sealed. And that was like the moment where everybody was like, he really did it. He got him to say it.
Yeah.
Like, we all thought it, but then somehow this guy pulled some kind of Rick James magic and just got him to call himself a bitch.
It was pretty great.
And then after that, it was just like, Drew, you know what you got to say, right? He's like, I know.
I'll sometimes, like, when he posts stuff on Snapchat, I'll sometimes just send him a random message going, oh, look, you're alive. Or, hey, bitch. It's just so funny. It's so random.
Hey,
I think another reason.
But all jokes aside about Drew, and he is a good friend, he does some damn badass woodworking.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna do something for me. He's gonna make a wooden flag with my emblem on it, with my logo on it, and that's gonna be dope. I just got to get with him to get the wood and the colors and everything, but I can't wait for that. I might actually have him change it instead of my logo to do the podcast logo, which would be dope.
I think another like changing point in our relationship was, I don't remember what game we were playing, but we were doing something, and like somebody came in hot, and I mean like hot, being real aggressive, real just snotty, shitty individual, and like said something so fucked up, and you were the first one to shut that shit down. Like, you came out of left field and we're like, what the fuck? No, the fuck? And like made this person like just give up on life. Not like unalive themselves, but like leave me
Pyro.
alone. Was it Pyro?
Yeah, that was when Pyro talked shit about Becca.
No.
That's the one
Maybe.
that's the one that I can think of where before anybody, because so for anybody, I'm trying to think about how I can word this without it
Sounding wrong.
So it's not wrong. I just don't want to word it disrespectfully. But for anybody, because we play Fall Guys and we play Human Fall Flat and some different stuff with Becca sometimes on stream, and for anybody that doesn't know, Becca is transgender, and we love her to death. But having said that, for the longest time, nobody told me shit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Nobody told me
shit either, Goblin.
Yeah, nobody told me or Blitz, but Blitz, let me tell you, I was playing Xbox for a year with Becca before I knew.
Yeah.
To the point that when I met Becca, I knew Becca as her former name.
Her dead name.
Yeah, I don't know how they word it, but dead name, yes.
Dead name. It's dead name.
Okay. Liberal. But I don't know. I don't know these things. But
I was telling you, and then you call me a liberal.
because it just sounds liberal. I can't tell you why. But anyways, for the longest time, I try to I want to say it, but it doesn't want to come out. Her dead name, and as we know her as Becca, were both being used simultaneously.
Because at that current point in time, her family was not aware
Right, yes,
of the transitioning.
and
because Drew and Becca are besties in IRL, Drew had to stick with the dead name because he didn't want to accidentally fuck up and call Becca her dead name in front of people they know, and then that opened a whole ass can of worms.
Yes, I understand that, and so, and now looking back, that all makes sense. But also at the like now, Becca has one tone that is Becca, and everybody knows what I mean when I say this. Like it sounds so weird talking about this, but it really is just what it is. Like, there's literal podcasts and there's interviews where people have done interviews with gender fluid people where they have switched like that. I mean, switched so fast to where the people interviewing them don't know. And it almost feels like a trap, where it feels like, wait, who's talking?
Trap!
To the point that literally for a long time, I thought it was two different people in the chat.
Yeah.
For a long time. And there was actually one point, and this is how I found out that Becca was transgender, and that was the whole deal, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me. Do what you want to do.
Had you had warning?
But I had no warning, because what happened was I used her dead name just trying to ask a question, or either ask a question or just to say something to that person. And people jumped down my, like, how dare you say that? I was like, what? Like, what is everybody talking about? And Ducky had to be like, yo, like, this is the situation. And I was like, well, fuck, I didn't know. I'm like, what are you, like, y'all are yelling at me. And the funny thing was, Becca wasn't mad, which is always the way it is. It's always. It's always people, and I mean this in general. I don't mean in Becca's situation. I just mean in general. It's people being offended on behalf of somebody else.
It is.
Because when I tell you, nothing that I have ever said to Becca has been hateful. And Ducky can back me up on that. I have zero hate. I have nothing but love for Becca. She's one of my favorite people. And when she comes into the chat, if I am live on Twitch and Becca joins the Discord call or joins the party, you will literally hear me scream her name, because it is, one, it's just funny and we've done it for years, but she is literally one of my favorite people. She is so funny.
She will literally, there have been days where I'll call her and just like, I need happiness in my life because I'm having a really hard day. And like, when I say she will drop whatever she is doing, she will do it to make you happy. I went to Georgia a couple of years ago to see my bestie, and I stopped. I literally went out of my way to go see Becca on my way home. I went out of my way like 6.5 hours and hung out with her for like an hour at Starbucks, because I was like, I'm close. I might not ever be this close. Bex, what you doing? And we hung out, and it was the most fun. I think the Starbucks people thought we were crazy, because it was a bunch of girls cackling in the back corner, because it was fun. It was so much fun. She's the best. I love her.
Yeah, I mean, she's great. And the best part is you never know what she's going to say.
But you can damn be well sure it ain't going to be a curse word, because let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, she won't. Hey, chat, listen, guys, listening to this podcast. One of these days we will have Becca on the podcast. Hopefully, if she's ever comfortable with it. Becca does not swear. She will get the line is there, and she's tiptoeing and leaning. But I'm telling you, she won't cross it. But there was one day where Becca dropped the F-bomb, and we nearly shit our pants. We were laughing. Me and Bush were laughing so hard we had tears coming out of our eyes, because she said it so fast that I don't remember what we were doing, but we literally like almost died. We were like, hold on, did you just swear? And she's like, well, I was mad. we were just like, hey, get it out of your system. And she's like, but now I feel bad because I swore. Just like, Becca, it's fine.
I'm pretty sure she can count how many curse words she's said in her life, and I think it's under 100.
I think it's under 10.
I don't think so. I think it's over a 10. I don't find out. Maybe it's on Snapchat. Continue.
But yeah, she's great. She's a lot of fun. If you guys were around, there was literally one night where we were streaming something, and I think I was streaming Car Mechanic Simulator, and Ducky and Becca were playing Human Fall Flat or something in the background, and they were in the Discord call or in the party, and I literally changed the name of the stream to like "Come Meet a E-Girl" or something, because they were dropping innuendos.
E-girls. Oh yeah, it was like E-girls
Like,
something.
yeah, I mean, when I tell you,
I was wrong 115 times.
Why did you know that?
Because Becca knows.
Because I just messaged her on Snapchat and asked her.
That's so
Does she
great.
like have like a tally mark or some shit?
Yes, that's exactly.
She probably does. Would not. Y'all. All I picture in my head is like, you know, when somebody's in prison for years and they just mark on the wall of the cell. All I picture is that Becca, like, you know how I have a sticker wall on one of my shelves? Like, I just pictured that Becca has like a wall of a shelf or something that with just little black lines with just tallies.
Oh my gosh. She was like, what did you think? It's like under 100. Goblin thought under 10. And she goes, I wish I was that low. God, I've sinned.
Becca's great. Tell her I love her.
Oh my gosh, she's such a crazy.
Oh man, it's so much fun. But yeah, Blitz, how's the cake? You in a coma yet?
Oh, the cake was good. Wait, what'd you say?
So, are you in a food coma yet?
No, I stopped eating after my second.
That's your second slice.
But yeah, long story short, between Goblin and I, we've been through it.
Like with
I
any,
didn't know how deep you wanted to get into it.
like with any relationship, you know, there's high roads, there's low roads, there's make Blitz feel uncomfortable roads. You know, it's all kinds of roads. There's twists and curves and sometimes deep craters. But you know, if you're willing to put in the work, then you get through it.
To be fair, if you think about it this way, on the glass half full, if it hadn't have been for the break in between, I'll use break loosely. We
were on a break.
No, bitch. No, we weren't. That was not what happened, and you know it. I was shattered into 1,000 pieces. Okay? Anyway, but I wouldn't have met some of the people that we are now super close with if it hadn't been for that. Which is so crazy to think about, like little minute changes.
Blitz.
What?
No, I'm literally saying, like, I wouldn't know Blitz.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that.
Because I was forced to. I wasn't forced, but I chose to not hang out with Bush and them because you were super close with them. Even though they were my friends first, bitch. But they were all super close with you, and it was just. Anyway, it was just super weird for me, and I kind of wanted to be with people who didn't know the whole situation. Because after it happened, I felt like they were very like.
To be honest, after it happened, I walked away from everybody.
Yeah.
And,
well, I did too. For a while.
Yeah, but I mean,
I did, because I felt like they pitied me. Not like that. Like, not that I think they did. That's how I felt at that current point. Was like, oh, poor you. So, like, I just kind of took a step back and met some other people on Xbox, did some other Xbox role-playing stuff. Got catfished by a 13-year-old. He wasn't 13. He was 16. Anyway, moving past that. Met Blitz and a bunch of our other friends that we have, and
hold on. I just want to put it out there. Isn't pretending to be a police officer as a 16-year-old like a felony?
Yeah.
Just saying.
It is.
Jones.
He pretended to be a 32-year-old divorcee with a child police officer, ex-military, and was 16.
So stolen valor and impersonating a police officer.
Yeah. Which, can I just point out that Blitz was there when we started putting all the puzzle pieces together, and I was with Blitz when both of us figured it out.
I joined 5 days into the 5 days until the investigation ended, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, huh?
Because we were sitting there, because he was like, yeah, I work midnight shift. I do this and this. So he said he was in Colorado, right? And so, we were talking about it, trying to figure out his, timeline. And we're like, well, if you're working the midnight shift, how are you playing your Xbox? Are you in your patrol car? And he was like, no, I'm off today because, I called in sick today. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. And then literally all of the shit hit the fan, the very next day. And Blitz was, super upset because I was the first one to get kicked from the group because I was the one who found out. And I was not going to be quiet about it. And that was just so funny.
Well, yeah, because
everybody I was close to that in those 5 days got kicked. I'm just sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, don't believe them. I'm like, believe what? And then I messaged you, I think it was.
Yeah.
And found out. I'm like, well, fuck this shit.
Yeah, and then everything started changing. He literally kicked everyone who was spreading that he was 16 and this and that and the other. And he was kicking everybody from his group, and then he invited a whole bunch of new people, and it was just so funny. It was so funny. And then I stole his bestie, Tyler.
Yep.
G snatched the shit out of him. We started our own server, and that's where we ended up.
One of these days we need to get Tyler on the podcast. And,
oh God!
And just have an hour of just trash talking Jones. Just roasting Jones.
My dad's calling.
Now he mutes.
But
so in my defense, for anybody that doesn't know, Ducky lived in Illinois. I lived in Texas, and things were getting relatively serious. I mean, as serious as you can be in a long-distance relationship. And I had been in long-distance relationships before. And let me say this in a way that Ducky's not going to get upset.
Fine.
Now you are, because you're here. But if you had not been here and we've been recording this podcast, this would be a different conversation. Ducky got a little aggressive.
Ducky got aggressive.
A little aggressive. And what I mean by that is that certain things were starting to be talked about a lot, to where when I started to think about it, it started to scare me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Because from what I remember, I was very, I'm going to keep this, not, I love you. Because that was never said first time around. Because I could tell you were a skittish one. We'll go with that.
Skittish is a nice way to put it.
What did I miss?
The truth is, we're talking about me and Ducky breaking up. The first time. The only time.
Well, the only time.
There's not another time, guys. That's not what I was not saying that. Keep that out of the comments. We don't need that. But anyways, to catch you up, Blitz, we were talking about anybody that's been in a long distance relationship knows this, that eventually you come to this crossroad where it's, is this gonna stay long distance forever?
But also, just to put my point of view in there, it was already in my head, but I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to freak you out. And I think not bringing it up freaked you out.
Oh no, you brought it up.
Did I?
Do you not remember? It's the reason we broke up.
No, I don't remember. I guess not.
So okay,
Shit down.
okay. Let me just get this smirk right on my face right now. No,
Smirk on
so
your face, bitch.
boy, I will call your mother. But so I don't have her number anymore. You're welcome. But so, anyways, the reason we broke up. So Ducky lived in Illinois, or as I like to refer to it, as Russia.
Agreed.
It
Agreed.
is a communist state. They believe in
Agreed.
no freedom for their people.
Agreed.
And the people that run Illinois should be put in prison. I'm just going to be honest. They should. They're terrible.
Second.
And I'm not talking about the people that live there. I'm talking about the people that run the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois. They are horrible people. There are more gun laws on book in Illinois than most other states in the country. And in Chicago alone, there are more gun deaths than most other places combined in a single weekend. So don't tell me it's the gun that's doing it. It's the people that are doing it. Yeah. A lot of that's inner city and gang shit. Well, guess what?
I was just saying. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about
Ladies
you. I'm just saying in general. I'm saying this is my point. If gangs don't give a shit about your laws, why are you restricting people's ability to protect themselves from the gangs? But
Ladies and gentlemen,
anyways, so
do you have an issue with your guns where they grow legs and arms and pull the trigger on you?
listen,
If you do, talk to the government.
listen, guys, I can tell you right now, about 10 feet from me, there's a dangerous, scary gun that for about 6 to 8 hours has been sitting in the same place and has not shot me yet. But I'm keeping my eye on it because at any moment it might not like something that I say.
So brave, sir. So brave.
Oh,
I applaud you.
I know. I deserve a
Such a
medal. I'm a hero. Because
are,
my
sir.
gun has not jumped off my couch and shot me.
Not to mention, come out of the bag.
Out of the bag it's in the hole. Well, I mean, those are barriers that it can't cross. Guns can't open zippers. Well, guess what, liberals? Guns can't pull triggers.
Not yet.
Guess
Give
what?
them a couple years of
Guess what?
manifesting.
I could drop my Glock off a second-story building and it would not go off because it's drop safe. Do I want to test that? No, because I have a $300 red dot on it and I don't want to crack the red dot. Even though that's also drop safe, but I don't want to break it because it's expensive. Not to mention my back plate is gold and I have a bunch of other fancy stuff on it because I like custom guns. That's what I do. I'm really considering starting to do some of my custom gun shit on YouTube, but I don't really want to deal with YouTube on gun shit because that they stop all the stuff that they do and the algorithm doesn't like guns. But having said that, if you guys want to see some of the cool guns and custom Glocks that I've built, let me know. Maybe I'll post them on Instagram and show a couple of them off. Yes, I did build Ducky a custom Glock 26 for her birthday, and it was expensive.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so
you were
no
saying
Christmas for Ducky.
I was being aggressive.
Yes, so back to Ducky being aggressive, not in the way that Blitz is used to, but it'll work. So Ducky Ducky started talking about me moving to Illinois.
Did I?
Yep. 100%.
Ducky, I'd break up with you too if I was talking
And
about moving to Illinois.
and
Fuck out of here.
and at the time I got real scared because I'm not moving
Typically,
to
most
fucking
people,
Illinois.
when they're in a long distance relationship, right? Maybe this is just my experience, but when you're in a long distance relationship and you're like, yeah, maybe you could move to, Illinois, the other person would go, well, you could always move down here.
Is that what you wanted, Ducky? An invitation?
Yes.
So
So Blitz, our relationship as it is now is not what it was like the first time around.
no, not at all.
Not even close.
Not even
There
close.
was no. I had to, every single time I would get off the phone with him, I kid you not, had to bite my tongue not to say love you or I love you or any of that, because I was not going to be the one who said it first. Come hell or high water, I was not going to do it. Because when I tell you, there were certain things, I said something at one point or another that was close to I love you. I heard his sphincter close. Every single one in his body, I heard. And I was like, I laughed, and he was like, what's funny? And I was like, nothing. Because I feel like I said something. It was like YouTube or something. I don't remember. It was not I love you. And it was not directed at him. But like we were in the middle of a conversation and I just said it. And I heard him. I heard his stomach go to his toes.
So for anybody, and honestly, most of y'all probably won't understand this. The relationship, both before and then in between mine and Ducky's relationship, was very toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Was a lot of pain, a lot of wasted time, to say the least. For both parties, because both of us got hurt multiple times. But and I don't know, leave it in the comments if you've ever been in a relationship like this where it's just hard, if that makes any sense. Like it's not like, yes, in any relationship there's fun, I guess, is one way to put it. But where most of it is, maybe it's going to be a fight over some little shit, or maybe not. But also, in the last, I would say, at least the last 5 years, I can count 3 major deaths in my family that closely impacted me. And the biggest one, to be honest, was not the most recent, even though that one was definitely hard, losing my mom's dad. But my papa, who was my mom's actually godfather, like I was closer to him than any grandparent, than any biological or even my stepmom's parents. I literally to this day was like, I miss him the most. Not to get like super depressing or anything. It's not. I understand that it comes off that way, but it's not. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I mean is, and I had this conversation with my mom not long ago, when my mom's aunt fell and she was in the ER, and she told me, and my literal response was, "Can't we just have 1 year? Can't we just have 1 year where we don't lose somebody, where we don't have to deal with this bull?" You know, which it's life, I understand. But when I tell you guys, like, so the night that I found out that my papa had passed, my mom called me. I was at work. I was at the hospital working. And she called and she was like, hey, have you talked to him? I was like, no, not since yesterday, because the day before I had actually gone over there and got him high. Oh, I got him so fucking high. So, for anybody that doesn't know, he was, and I don't know why any of you would know, because I have actually never talked about this, but now it's going to be live on the podcast. Hey, Dad. But so for anybody that doesn't know, he had cancer. He had a lot of cancer, a lot of surgeries. It spread. He had lung, and it ended up all over. But so he was at this point where he literally could not sleep laying down. So he was sleeping in a recliner in his couch. Like it's an L shape. It was an L-shaped couch. So, like sometimes in the middle and like the corner, it's like a big recliner. So that's what he had. And that's where he slept. And it was painful for him even sleeping upright, but it was better than it was for him sleeping on his back. And so he had talked to me about this a few days before. And I said, well, I can help you. And it was kind of at this place where, he was clearly he couldn't smoke because he had lung issues and he was on oxygen and all this. And so I got with a friend of mine and said, hey, I need brownies. I just need something, I need an edible. And I brought him a brownie. And I told him what it was, so it wasn't like I didn't fucking Ari Shaffir it and just give it to him and not tell him what it was. If you guys know that reference. Bert, oh, I feel bad for you, bud. But so I told him what it was. I was like, I think it's going to help you sleep. At the very least, maybe you'll get a laugh. And his exact words to me were, what do I have to lose? And to me, that was the funniest. And also, we watched some fucking creepy ass movie. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was watching. I was over there building a walker for him. But it was some movie about like a basketball coach that had gotten caught doing something and was then banned, but the girls decided to play in the championship game, and they won the game, and he was so proud. He was watching through the glass on the door, but he wasn't supposed to be there. Oh, when I tell you it was so creepy, I was sitting there like, what are we watching? But the movie ends, and I turn around, and he is out. He is out cold, sleeping, snoring. Oh, this man was sleeping so good. And I turned the movie off. I wrote a note for him. I tried to tell him, but he was gone. He was on another planet, and so I ended up leaving a note. I left, locked up the house, and then I was supposed to go back over the next day and didn't, and because I think I got called into work early or something, didn't go over there, and the day after he was gone. So, but my last memory of him is getting him high as giraffe pussy. You're welcome, Dad.
Jesus.
I only say that because I know my dad doesn't listen to this podcast. But my mom might, so she'll get a kick out of that. But yeah, I mean it's one of those things where loss has a way of really sucking. And if you don't deal with it, grief especially
is terrible. Grief is one of those things that there's no linear line for it.
Nope.
You cannot physically graph how grief works, because when I tell you, and this is coming from somebody who lost my mom in 2011, so it's been 11 years. Oh, fuck. Jesus. It's been a while. There is no linear graph with it. I'll be fine, and then something as simple as a song. There is one song. Don't I know why? There is one song from Avril Lavigne, and it's such a random song. It's such a sad song if you ever listen to it. That
Keep in
for
mind,
whatever
chat,
reason,
that I don't know the name of the song. I know it's by Avril Lavigne, which is why to this day, if Avril Lavigne starts playing, other than Skater Boy, because Skater Boy is a fucking,
oh yeah, she's
fucking
iconic.
yeah, it's a great song.
Iconic.
But that is the only Avril Lavigne song that I will allow to be played, because I'm terrified of accidentally being like, "Hey, I heard this new song," and it's the song. I don't know.
It's When You're Gone. That's my song from her. When You're Gone.
That makes sense.
And it's from her The Best Damn Thing album when she had the pink hair, the pink stripe.
Yep.
If that song comes on, I kid you not, instant tears every single time. And there was one time where at my last credit union that I worked at in Illinois, they would just play songs all day over the radio. Just they had some kind of playlist that just went through all the branches and we could hear it. That song came on. I literally was sobbing at my desk. Completely gone, like could not function. My boss came over, my original boss came over and was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Do you need to go home?" And I'm like, "No, I just need this song to be over." And she found out whatever playlist it was on and was like, "Please never play this again," because I'm not kidding. I could not function for like 45 minutes because it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Just like sometimes there's a perfume. I don't know the name of the perfume. I know it's Chanel. That's it. I know, or no, it's Dior. If I smell that, I will start crying. It is the weirdest thing what your brain can do to remind you of someone. And you could be completely fine. Like her last anniversary, which is in January, I was mostly fine throughout the whole day. And then I came home.
I remember that.
And I was not fine. I came home and I was not fine. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, I can tell you. So in losing him, you know, ironically the one that over time is gonna be the worst for me is my mom's dad. And that's more of the fact that he died on my birthday.
God, can I not tell you how fucking awful I felt?
So okay, let me point this out, by the way. Knowing, and don't get me wrong, because Marcus, and for anybody that doesn't know, Kingwood is my boss, and he is a very good friend and has done way more for me than most anybody in my life. But he literally almost got off his couch and came to work so I could come home. And I told him not to. In fact, like, his girl was even like, "You need to go right now." And he's like, he told me to stay. Like, I can't force him to leave. I'm going to get there and he's not going to leave anyways. Because that's who I am, one, and also I was basically told, like, there's nothing you could do. Like, my mom told me there was nothing I could do. He was 3.5 hours away. You know, it would have taken me, I wouldn't have gotten up to the lake house in time, and she didn't need me there. She needed to be without me. And also, when Papa died, I was at work. I left work. I literally kicked in his door, the inside of the... So you know you like the garage door? If a garage is attached to a house, there's a door that goes usually into like a laundry room, and then there's like a kitchen or something. It's like some sort of setup like that. It's usually a garage door, like a mud room, and then like the rest of the house. So we got in, we could not either at the time we didn't have a key or something. We used a spare key or so. I don't remember why. I know I didn't have my key. It was at the house or something. But I literally was looking all the spare keys that we knew were hidden. We couldn't find. And I was on the phone with my dad and was like, hey, I don't know how I'm going to get into the house. And he said, are you in the garage? And I said, yeah. And he said, the inside garage door is locked. I said, yeah. And he said, I mean, you could kick it in. And I literally said, all right, I'll call you back.
You're like, bet.
And that is the one saving moment in this entire story, is that I got to kick a fucking door in. Like, who doesn't love that shit? Like, I understand the situation is bad, but like, even the cop that can, because you know, anytime if there's a dead body, police have to come, they have to make a report. The cop even was like, damn, bro, you did a good job. And I remember telling him, like, yeah, I think I fucked my knee up. Like, yo, it is hard as shit to kick a door in with I'm talking about a deadbolt. Like, not like, like an interior door. I could kick Dominic's door off his hinges. And I've almost done it.
You shoulder checked our door when our lock was
Yeah, our bedroom door, we put a lock on it, and the lock. Thank you, Home Depot. You want to replace our lock for us?
Yeah, it worked what? 2 weeks?
It worked for 2 weeks, and then we got home, and literally neither key would go into the lock. So thank you. But and no, I did not break the lock. I didn't install it wrong. It worked perfectly fine for 2 weeks, and then it stopped working. But
it stopped cycling the pin.
Yeah, the pin's literally locked in place and stopped cycling. But having said that, kicking a door in is fucking awesome. Like, I now understand Dane Cook's B&E joke better than most people. Like, his breaking and entering joke where he's just talking about, I just want to kick a fucking door in. Like, kicking a door in is so much fun. Like, if you have the ability to just like build a door frame and put a lock on it and then kick the shit out of it, like it gets so much aggression out. But also, like, you kind of feel like a hero for a split second until your brain reminds you why you're kicking the door in. And all that went away. But kicking the door was fun. I gotta say that. But I'll tell you, I was fine until I then was asked very politely to edit the funeral video. And I love my stepmom to death, but she did not warn me that the song she used for pictures of me and him together was now I'm drawing a blank. I fucking can hear it. It's the Paul Walker song. See You Again. Thank you, Blitz.
Yeah. Thank you, Blitz. I was like, I know it.
It was playing in my head, and I still not. It's the See You Again song with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth. And when I tell you, when that song came on, I've never had that rush of emotion so fast and so uncontrollable in my life. And I've gone through severe depression, overdosing on ADHD medication. I've gone through all kinds of bad situations. And I've never had that flood of emotion hit like that did. And this podcast is really depressing.
It really is.
I don't know why did we get on this tangent? Guys, I apologize. I'm just venting here.
We were talking about...
I mean, we were talking about my dark times. See, this is why I don't talk about my dark times. I keep them bottled up where they should be inside. That's not what I'm really saying, chat.
No.
What I mean is...
Don't worry, I will edit and finagle and it won't be so sad.
Yes, but...
I'll get some bonus content from this.
Oh, I mean, we're at an hour and a half already, so I'm not really tripping about that. But
Yeah.
the truth of the matter is...
Finish your thought process. Sorry.
But anyways, the point I was trying to make is that when you're in those dark times, whether you realize it or not, there are people that you can lean on. There are people that are there who care about you. Bush, I'm saying this for you because I do care about you. And you need to be on the podcast, so stop being a pussy and show up. But the truth of the matter is that no matter what happens, no matter how dark you think it is, there's always a light. And I understand, you know, I've been at that point where I didn't think there was a light, where I couldn't see a light. And sometimes in that dark place, there's that hand that lays on your shoulder and just tells you it's okay. And that hand is Jesus Christ. So let me tell you about your Lord and Savior.
It's coming and I still didn't hear it.
No, but
I knew it was coming. I heard it, and I'm like, God damn it!
I heard it coming. I was like, when's he gonna drop it? When's he gonna drop
the
it?
delay between when I heard you laughing and where I saw it light up on Discord. That's so funny. But no,
Yeah.
And you know what? The truth of the matter is, for some people, that hand is, you know, God or whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in. Sometimes that hand is that for you, you know, and sometimes that hand is Bush telling you to stop being a bitch and be able to hang out with Ducky, even though sometimes she irritates you.
Dude, nothing will be harder than that first time that I was hanging out with them, having a really good time for the first time in a long time, and you joined the party. My stomach was in my ass.
Yeah. It's hard when Mr. Sexy walks up, isn't it?
It was awkward because I didn't want to make it a big deal. I'm just moving right past that. I didn't want to make it a big deal. I didn't want to sound like the sniveling little, I'll wait for you forever sort of person. I just wanted to move past it. And I feel like it was awkward for like the first 45 minutes of that entire conversation.
Also, part of the problem was that you were trying your best not to act that way.
And that's exactly how I was acting, I'm aware.
It was exactly how you were acting. But also, in trying to say this without trying to sound like an ass is going to be hard, but it's just going to be the way it is. At that time, I didn't care. And it's not that I didn't care that you were upset. It was, I didn't join the party to make you upset.
I know. And that's why I was
and I'm not, and no, I'm not trying to say that you felt like that was why I joined it. It was one of those things where it was, if you're upset that I'm here, okay, but I'm here. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to get past this, and you're just going to accept the fact
it was just kind of one of those, because like before you had joined, Bush had asked me.
Yeah.
Because we had been talking about it. He was like, when are you going to be okay to be around Goblin again? And I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be okay. He was like, okay, well, he's joining. I just invited him. Good luck. And then you were there.
Well, and because I think, if I remember correctly,
every time you joined Isla.
Well, yes, but also, I'm pretty sure that me and Bush were talking on Snapchat. In a group chat, and he was like, well, I'm going to send you an invite and we'll see how this goes, because I was telling Bush, and he can even, if he's ever on the podcast, he can tell you about this, but I was telling him, like, I'm not trying to make things hard for her. Like, I wasn't trying to make things difficult for you. I didn't want, because I always felt bad anytime I joined a party and you would leave. Like, that just made me go, well, fuck, like, and literally multiple times I told them, "Yo, I'll leave. She can come back."
Yeah.
And either you would like straight turn your Xbox off, or just go lay down and cry.
I had to get to a point where I was okay with being around you, and that took a lot of time.
I do remember the first time that we RP'd on Xbox after that breakup. You were such a bitch. Cause you were police. And I was a civ, and I think you pulled me over like 10 times in one RP, and it was for the dumbest shit. Like I'm pretty sure you pulled me over for not using a turn signal when I can't on Xbox RP when I can't use turn signals.
So that wasn't the point in time when I wanted to be around you, but I also didn't want to be around you. It was a weird point. It was
like I'm gonna make this interaction.
Girl?
Yes.
Yes. It was. I wanted to get past the awkward part. I wanted to get past it so hard because I wanted to get back to the point where we were before we started dating, because I didn't like feeling awkward around you. And if you remember, the first time we RP'd together after the breakup,
it was rough.
You did some dumb shit in front of me, and I just completely ignored it. I did nothing. I think you robbed somebody in front of me or something. You shot somebody. I don't remember. But I just
sounds about right.
I'm not dealing with that. And I drove the complete opposite direction, and you were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And so then it was that second RP where I was like, "Fine, bitch, fine." And I pulled you over for literally anything and everything I could think of, because I was just trying to get over being awkward around you.
Oh, I mean,
I just exactly pulling you over, Goblin, for small shit on Route 68 4 times in a row.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was to the point where I think at the last stop, I literally was like, she was like, "Can I get your driver's license and proof of insurance?" I was like, "You already fucking have it in your system." Like,
yeah.
I was like, "You stopped me like 10 blocks ago. What are you talking about?" You know, like what? Like, I mean, it was like,
I haven't pulled anybody over since me.
It was like dark window tint, not using your blinker. You overtook a car, blue underglow when it was black light. Which was the funniest.
She was trying
to
find everything in the fucking book. Like, what did you do?
I sent a picture of what it looked like on my screen, and I was like, "For me, this is blue." And then he sent one back, and it was purple. I was like, "Okay."
Well,
whatever.
The best part was that Bush was in my car for that one, and Bush is like, "It's literally black light. It's purple."
Yeah.
And then you called for backup, and like 2 other cops showed up, and they were like, "It's not blue. What are you talking about?" You're like, "It's blue on my screen." I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
And so that was when we got like 5 civs to go put blacklight underglow on their car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Still to this day, even in 5M, when I put underglow on, I look at blacklight like, are they gonna think this is blue?
Yeah.
They don't care about blue underglow in 5M.
In some servers, they do.
Legitimately, what it always comes down to whenever I talk, when anyone ever asks me about like our relationship or whatnot, I always say, right person, wrong time. So for anyone who's out there right now having those kinds of issues where you feel like it's the right person, but it's not exactly the wrong time, sometimes just taking 6 to a year off, reevaluating your shit, getting your shit
10
together.
years. I mean, I've heard about it happening where, you know, people that were together in high school went separated, went to college, and, you know, got jobs and shit, and then all of a sudden they run into each other in a bar and they're married for 15 years after that. Like it.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Right person, wrong time, literally. And like my friends will tell you, Brianna's come around, Bailey's coming around. But after it all happened, there was a lot of
Ray fucking
anger and
hates my guts.
hates your guts. He really does.
Listen, Ray, if you listen to this, I don't care.
She knows you don't care.
I-
She doesn't care that you don't care.
I know, but
No, because I don't watch the news. Anyway.
yeah.
I haven't watched the news in a while either, Ducky. It just pisses me off.
Well, that's what it's
basically why I
designed to
don't watch
do.
it.
The news is designed to piss you off. That's how they get clicks. It's
I literally.
so is the
I
algorithm on
literally-
Facebook and Instagram. That's why I don't have Facebook anymore.
I literally will find something on TikTok where I'm like, I wonder if that's true. I will send it to Goblin, and he will tell me whether it's true or fake news.
I do that with my dad.
Every single time, because I'm like, I'm not about to get into this, and like I'll send him stuff and be like, just look at the comments, because usually it's just hilarious.
The comments are gold. Liberals on TikTok are so much fun to troll. There was
yeah,
literally a
and then-
video earlier where this lady was talking about guns are designed to kill lots of people really fast, and I just commented on it and was like, you could kill a lot of people really fast with a truck. Should we ban trucks? Like,
yeah.
let's be realistic. Guns are designed to shoot, but they don't shoot themselves. So maybe it's a mental health issue and not a gun
It's 100%
issue.
a mental health issue. This
Maybe plastering these mass shooters all over and deep diving into their life like they're celebrities. Maybe, just maybe, that is the problem and not the gun that they use that's scary and black. Are you saying, is the media today saying that black things are scary? Is
No,
that
they
what
would
you're?
never.
Is that what the white left wing media is saying?
I'm gonna say what I say all the time when people start talking about left wing, right? It's on the same goddamn bird.
Yeah, but only one side uses
Government.
the term woke, which, by the way, they stole that from black people too.
Well, let's not even talk about the whitewashing that's happening because it's hilarious.
Did you
Cowboy salsa.
see the?
Hold on. Time out. Hold on. Cowboy salsa. Let's talk about it. So that's the biggest thing on TikTok right now is cowboy salsa. It's
What
not
the
even
fuck
cowboy
is-
salsa. Is it
what-
cowboy salsa?
What the fuck is
Cowboy caviar. That's what it is.
What the?
Cowboy
I was gonna
caviar.
say,
What are
what the
you on?
fuck is cowboy salsa? I've never heard of this.
Cowboy caviar. I'm sorry. It's
And-
cowboy caviar. If you look at what the shit people are putting in their cowboy caviar,
What is cowboy
it's
caviar?
fucking salsa. I don't know how to. It's salsa. It's white people salsa. I'm not even kidding. Like, hold on, let me Google it really quick.
Why is it called cowboy caviar? I don't understand this.
I don't know. I don't know who came up with the idea of cowboy caviar. It is literally just what somebody decided to name it. So, cowboy caviar is made with black eyed peas, black beans, chopped tomatoes, corn, bell pepper, onion, cilantro, tossed in a tangy Italian dressing. Literally, cowboy caviar is fucking salsa.
Yeah, sounds like
It's
salsa.
It's fucking salsa. And people are like, this is so good. Oh my god, I love cowboy caviar. The other day where a woman was like, literally cowboy caviar, and all these white people are shitting their pants about cowboy caviar, when every other ethnic group is like, oh my god, you guys, you discovered salsa. Because that's what it is.
Okay,
And I saw
first of
TikTok
all,
this morning.
I take offense by you using the term "all these white people." No.
Me too.
No.
I'm not. No,
It's
no.
it's
I'm not
all
funny.
these liberals. Let's be real.
Okay, anyway. But I saw this TikTok where the guy was like, let's talk about all of the other terms of Mexican food that's going to get whitewashed. And when I tell you some of the creative ideas that he came up with, some of them was cracking me up. And then I saw another TikTok where a girl was talking about chilaquiles, if you know what that is. It's a breakfast that is made in Mexico. It's basically chips with sauce mixed in, and usually you get it like steak and there's cheese. And she was like, I made this for breakfast. It's chips with sauce, and she named it some stupid white bullshit just to be funny. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually what's going to happen. I was just like, oh my God, I can't. I fucking
Oh
can't.
God, TikTok is ruining the world.
TikTok cracks me up because I love seeing. I'm on both sides, so I love to see the stupidity plus the other side's stupidity.
Okay, I just said that TikTok is ruining the world, but I've watched at least 15 TikToks in a row of a guy cleaning rugs.
Yes, those are so good.
Like, let me tell you guys.
You know, you can see how many hours you've spent on TikTok.
Oh, I don't want to. I refuse to look at it. I refuse. I won't look at it.
Of my life I've wasted.
Oh, I've wasted days. At least.
I've wasted way too much time on it.
Oh.
Here, let me see.
No, please don't, because I don't even want to ballpark.
I'm curious. I want to know. Because I watch a lot of TikTok.
That's for sure. Which also, let me just say that I'm still upset with you that you made fun of my loud TikTok when I am hearing impaired. Okay?
Okay, first off, I didn't know you were hearing impaired.
Oh, see,
You're not hearing impaired.
100% I am.
Really?
You don't understand. Sometimes I'll come in and the TV is at like 37.
Oh, that's no.
Huh?
That depends.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
depends on
That depends on what you're watching.
It depends on the app or the video, because I can tell you even some of my videos, the volume is not super long. And yes, chat, I do watch my own videos because
Oh yeah.
hey, that's a view. I don't sit there and play it over and over. Although, can I tell you the amount of time that I want to go to like one of those big like I don't know, what's a store that has like a bunch of smart devices?
Best Buy.
But I don't mean like Best Buy. I mean like that has like a Cons home appliances or something like that has just like a line of just smart refrigerators, and just pull up my YouTube and just put it on like the 5PD playlist and on all of them and just let it play. Like the amount that I would do that, I would 100% do it. But I just don't.
We know.
But if you guys want to do it, hey, go do it. Goblin 350Z Gaming. YouTube. Blitz, you shut your mouth, sir.
I don't remember how to look it up. Crap.
I can tell you that I am very proud that since my shift has switched, my screen time is down by 5 hours a day.
Really?
Yes. It's ridiculous.
That's 'cause we're not talking as much while you're at work.
Well, no, not necessarily that, but also like, let's say if I watch a lot of YouTube and stuff on my phone, so like I'll watch podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff like that. Not necessarily at work, but just like I've kind of switched away from listening to podcasts on YouTube. Not that you guys should, because I think you should stick to watching the Undead Family podcast on YouTube. It's great. Need more views on our videos. But, and also, 5PD. Go check out Blitz's run. You can see Officer Betty Crocker get domed. Because, yes.
It's not that.
Me shooting Boots in the head was actually a lot of fun. And I'll do it again if she shows back up on duty. But, having said that, guys, we are an hour and 45 minutes into this podcast. It was actually a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, Ducky, where can we find the other places to watch and listen to the podcast?
So you can listen to this podcast anywhere you get your podcast, short of Pandora, because for whatever reason, Pandora still hasn't approved us. So go fuck yourself. But honestly, if you're listening to podcasts on Pandora, like, why? Anyway, you can also like, comment, and share our video recording on YouTube. Jesus Christ, Blitz. You can also follow us on Instagram at Undead Family Podcast, Undead Family _podcast. I am working on getting back active on there. We really haven't had a lot to post on there for a while. But yeah, so that's there. You can also visit our website, undeadfamilypodcast.buzzsprout.com, for all of our episodes. You can always watch us record live at twitch.tv/goblin350z. And then if you're looking for more UDF content, that's again Undead Family. For those who can't follow in acronyms, you can join our Patreon for more exclusive content, like bonus episodes that we released last week that won't be available on any other platforms until probably mid next week. And that is patreon.com/Undead Family Podcasts. Also, you should check out Goblin's new merch shop. I don't have the link for that. I'm sure he can give it to you because he's got some really bomb ass new content on there too.
Yeah. For anybody that's looking for the merch shop, it is merch.streamelements.com/goblin350z. I've actually had the merch rotator playing for a bunch of this podcast, so you've seen some of the designs of the different logos. For some reason, it is not updated fully with the new designs, but what I can do is show you guys some of the new designs that are on there. So, like this one. This is one that's on there. You can get this on a shirt. It is also on a desk mat with our new podcast logo, which is here. Here is the new Undead Family Podcast logo that is available on a desk mat as well as on a shirt in the store. So if you guys are interested in that, and then for anybody that has been following the 5M on the high rollers, you will know who Hamburger Man is, and this is the Hamburger Day logo, and I think it's great. Also, for people following on Twitch, if I do stream in the morning, unfortunately we have a wedding this weekend.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Damn it, my brother has to get married and I have to be in the wedding. So the stream schedule will be kind of put off for the next couple of days, but I will try to stream in the morning if enough people are in 5M, and you will see Hamburger Man go out and hand out some hamburgers, and I may or may not have the Krabby Patty wagon in 5M.
Patty, Krabby Patty, Krabby Patty.
I'm ready. I'm just saying, if you guys know that reference and you know what a Krabby Patty is. Also, if anybody would like a pandab dance with the dancing panda, let me know. I can try to throw this on a shirt, as well as that's a sneak peek at one of the new emotes. Once I get affiliated and I can have custom emotes, then there you go. You got a dabbing panda emote. I'm working on it for you guys. I'm working. We're on our way to affiliate. We're also on our way to what should be right here, our follower goal. We're at 66 right now, I think. And we're almost to 70. Let's get it to 70 soon. As well as let's get to affiliated so that we can get you guys some cool stuff, some cool badges, and go from there. Also bring some cool and new content for you.
I have one last thing to leave everyone with, to think about for, next podcast. Leave it in the comments or whatever. So, have you guys seen WALL-E? The Disney movie WALL-E? Yeah. So, okay. So, one thing that has been mind-boggling me about WALL-E is that when the people who are on the ship, right, they're so overweight that they don't get out of their chairs, right? At all.
Uh-huh.
They never leave their chairs. In fact, they don't seem to recognize what's happening outside of what is plastered in front of their face at all. Like, WALL-E turns off that one person's screen, right? And she's like, oh my God, and like meets that guy or whatnot. However, there are babies being born there are babies on that ship, right?
Uh-huh.
So at what point are they procreating if they are too fat to get out of the chair?
So have you seen, I mean, we watched Upload, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how they do the virtual tango?
Yeah.
You think that on that ship they didn't have a let's call it a automated system? Everything else was automated. All they did was press a button
It's
for food.
possible.
You think they didn't have a button
What?
for a you didn't think they have a tug button?
But still, like,
A
at
tug
what
button.
point? You know what
I don't know
mean?
why that made
I
me
don't know.
laugh.
Because you're a weirdo.
Because it's funny.
I tried making a point, and you just brought it to a whole nother level of weird.
Well, I mean, how much more everything? I mean, but I'm being realistic with it. Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, you also got to think that they had a button where all of a sudden a burger shows up and it gets shoved in their face.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's weird, but you know, there was a lot of points that were made in Wall-E that have good points.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, this has been the Undead Family Podcast. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out through this show. It has been different. The shows have been going long, but you know what? I don't really care if they're longer. Goofy tangents. Sorry, that was a burp in between there.
Usually.
But anyways, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out. Be sure to leave a follow. If you're on YouTube, leave a like, comment on anything you want us to talk about. Don't forget that the open invitation for a merch design for the laundry detergent rice, as well as the Kool-Aid. Oh, I forgot. I do want to show you guys. There it is. Ha!
Fun fact, I also reached out to the people I went to school with. Amber Alert in my ear. I also reached out. We've had 3 Amber Alerts in the last concerning.
Yeah.
But I also reached out to the people I went to school with, and they did confirm, in fact, it was not a fever dream. It's definitely something.
Yeah, well, I hope if you guys do like the Koo and Sugar shirt, I will put this up in the merch store later tonight. And if you guys want one, I think it's hilarious. I tried my best to find like actually a plastic baggie, but like I said, if you can make like a little drug baggie of Kool-Aid and sugar mixture, let me know, because I'd definitely be interested in using it. And like I said, if we use your design, we will send you a shirt as well as payment for the design within reason. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this very much, and we will see you guys in the next podcast.
Bye-bye.